the away side, Paris Saint-Germain, who get us underway in attack. Attacking from right to left on your screens in the royal blue kit. And THW Kiel, the home side, in the all-white with a bit of gold trim. So Steins gets us underway. Ball laid off to Germain, the backcourt as I expected, and that's a nice little deft finish over the keeper's head by Nadim Germain for the opening goal of the day. Sagerson plays it across to Hendrik Pekeler, who decides to slow things down here. And they get their starting attack in the backcourt lined up. Wiencheck comes off. Harold Rankin in the right back position, Sagerson in the left back position, and Domagoy Dovniak in the center. But you can expect Sagerson and Dovniak to switch between left and center back as this first half develops over and over again. But an empty switch brings Rankin into the center, almost at the halfway line when he picked it up. Rankin out to Sagerson. Sagerson into the line. That's a nice little pass inside, and Hendrik Pekeler scores the opening goal of the day for Kiel, 1-1. And the arena erupts for the first of many times this evening, no doubt. And interestingly enough, it is club captain Luka Karabatic who starts on the line, brother of Nikola. Kamil Shipchak has been the in-form player on the line this season, but it's the French international who gets the nod at the beginning. Karabatic into Steins. Gets it back from Germain, and Steins likes to take on the defense. Lays it off to Karabatic. Runs into a bit of trouble. Nikola Karabatic, of course, as we see the penalty given. Karabatic, a former Kiel player who won this title with them back in 2007. Nice little drop of the left shoulder from Germain, and Magnus Landin, who often starts in the number 2 position in defense, gets caught out on that occasion, and he's going to have his hands full with Germain today, who looks to be back to top form after his mid-season injury. Kamil Shipchak comes off the bench. He takes the first penalty of the day. He fires that one over the head of Landin, and he makes his way off again. See from the replay again. Simple stuff in the end from Kamil Shipchak. And it's PSG with the early lead. And last week, we saw some different approaches from Kiel mostly, but PSG coming out with a 5-1 defense here, and it's definitely making Kiel's backcourt trio think about what they're doing here. There is more space for them to run into, though, and that's exactly what the likes of Sagerson would like, but that shot was fairly comfortably saved. A hint of football there. The referees were happy to allow PSG to play on, and Steins now lays it off to Germain, looking to take on the man again. He found a bit of space inside. The referees call for the free throw. And a good little confidence booster for Vincent Girard. That one not even really at the near post, it was straight at him, but he still had to save it, and save it he did. Steins almost loses his footing there. In fact, the referees say he took too many steps, a bit of a harsh call, but he takes so many steps so quickly, you have to keep their eye on him. Harold Rankin fires that one right at the keeper, and a yellow card to be dished out to Luka Karabatic. The fans really getting stuck in here in the opening minutes of the game. Exactly what Harold Rankin likes to do. Loves to go into contact there, and he's so good at releasing shots after contact as well. But on this occasion, manhandled a little bit there by Karabatic. And it's Kiel playing 7v6 in the attack, which we saw them do last week as well. Almost running into trouble there. You have to be careful with the ball. As we always say, when you take the keeper out, there is the empty net possibility down the other end, so you really have to be careful. Hand off for passive play here, and this time it is lost, and the referee say there was no foul. Shot by Nikola Karabatic into the empty net. And well, it's exactly what I warned of, and you have to wonder what exactly Sanders Augustin was up to there. He ran into trouble himself there, didn't fancy the shot, and he can only watch on as his former teammate fired that one in for the easiest goal he'll score all day. 3-1 to PSG. Rankin. Sagosen, this time he doesn't mess about, but the shot is blocked on the way through and saved. Rebound opportunity here, recycled into the center, but Dovniak is held up. And at the moment, some solid defending in the center. And it's Nadim Ramili who's in there alongside Luka Karabatic. And now a bit of a change around as Matthew Grabil comes in. And Ramili can go back out to the number 2 position on the right-hand side. I'm sure he's very capable in the center, but not quite as big as the other boys in there. Dovniak feigns out to the left. Sagosen looking around for some help. Sagosen this time blocked again, and it's good defending in the center block, particularly by Luka Karabatic, who's really got his hands full and really getting stuck in these opening minutes. 5 minutes on the clock. And PSG with some rock-solid defense so far. Ball across. Sagosen has space there, and he passes it into the hands of the defender, and it's going to be an empty net goal again, this time for Nadim Ramili, and this is a bit of a disastrous start for the home side. Well seen there by Benoit Konku, but to be fair, it wasn't exactly the most dynamic steal. It was almost thrown exactly at him. So a shaky start here for Sander Sagosen, who's been in formidable form in the big games recently for Kiel. And certainly he'll find his way out of this, but at the moment not the start that he nor Kiel would have wanted. He receives it again. Looks to go alone, lays it off eventually to Ryan Kind. He passes out to Dovniak, who's in a bit of no man's land there, was rooted to the spot as well. This time Sagosen down the right-hand side. That's a nice little layoff. It's going to be a penalty inside defending, and perhaps a 2-minute suspension as well for Luke Steins. It is indeed. And hopefully Niklas Ekberg is okay. There's a clear roll of the ankle there. Let's look at that one again. Nice layoff in the first place. And, well, the foot came across just a bit too late, I think. Ekberg was already about to plant his foot. Wasn't looking anymore. He saw the space, he went for it. So Luke Steins at fault, and he gets the 2-minute suspension. Ekberg in a fair bit of pain there, but he's been through it before, so hopefully he'll be okay. He'll be able to jog that one off. He won't take the penalty, though. It will be Magnus Landin, left wing, taking over penalty duties this time, and will face Vincent Girard, who's conceded just 1 so far in this game. Make that 2. And that'll be a big sigh, collective sigh of relief from the team and the crowd alike. Just avoids that left hand of Vincent Girard. Magnus Landin with his opening goal of the day, and Kiel back within 2 here, so they're finally off the mark since that opening goal. It's been a bit of a barren spell. Early days to be talking about that, but this game will fly by. This 60 minutes in the second leg will be over before you know it. And neither side can afford any barren spells in this game. Ramili. Oh, it's good. That's really good. Draws the challenge, and oh, it's off the crossbar. The empty net shot from the halfway line. And literally a possession. And precious seconds on that one-man advantage thrown away. Empty net to shoot into, and you have to say fair play to Luka Karabatic. He did everything he could have done there to make it difficult. And that's unfortunate for Kiel, with poor defending in the first place. The second time today that Landin has been caught out by Remeli, who looks to take him on again, this time down the outside. Ball out to the wing, but an attacker foul call this time against Remeli, and empty net is no longer an option. Vincent Girard gets back between the posts, but there's an overlap down the right-hand side. Sven Ehre goes to the near corner. A tricky shot, but he found the back of the net. That's the key thing. He definitely wasn't expecting to come into this game so early. After the foul on Niklas Ekberg moments ago. That's Sven Erik. First touch of the ball for him, first goal. There's Elohim Brandi into the backcourt now on the left-hand side. We have no Steins. The 2-minute suspension is now over, though. The Steins will be able to come back in if his coach, Raul Gonzalez, decides so. And in fact, that's exactly what he decides. Brandi comes off immediately. Luke Steins back into the center. Really is a different dynamic to this team, though, when he's in there. What an amazing signing he's been. Brought in on loan early last season after the knee injury to Nikola Karabatic, and it didn't take him long to rejuvenate this attack, and it was no surprise that he got a permanent transfer from Toulouse. That ball a bit too high for him, and a chance for Kiel to cut the deficit to 1 here. Beinhold does the classic move, windmill, but saved by the keeper. Vincent Girard has a look around. Remeli takes it over the halfway line. That's another decent save there by Vincent Girard. One of the big question marks in this game was how the PSG goalkeepers would be able to rise to the occasion or not. But so far, so good from their perspective. And they've limited this home team to just 3 goals. It's a save down the other end, though, this time for Nicolas Landin. And as we approach the 10-minute mark here, Kiel would dearly love a goal to bring this back within 1. All change between attack and defense as Paddy Wienczek stays in the attack now. Duvniak in the center, Saugerson back in on the left back position, and Harold Rankin on the right-hand side. Empty switch, brings Rankin into the center again, but he's really hovering out on the right-hand side. Sven Erik goes in as a second-line player from the right wing. Saugerson receives it in a bit of space, but it's saved again, well covered, and really well read as well by Vincent Girard. And away goes Luke Steins. Karabatic, ball across. Oh, it's gorgeous stuff from PSG. Huge overlap, and a huge goal for them as they extend the lead to 3. Glorious handball. One-touch stuff from PSG. Realizing where the space was going to be, and particularly that pass, that's just fantastic to see. And Benoit Concu, well, he could hardly miss after that build-up, and he delivered the goods for his first goal of the day. And PSG in command here early doors. Kiel playing. No goalkeeper at home, 2 line players in there at the moment. They found one of them with Paddy Wienczek, and he celebrates that. Good finish. Karabatic down the other end, ball into his brother is no good, and a chance now for Kiel to break. There's 4 against 2. Duvniak, Wienczek again. 1-goal game. I just hear that arena roar. There's the first from Paddy Wienczek. I'm not sure if he even got back, but he was the man closest to the goal by the time. Kiel were swarming in the counter-attack. And that's the warning to PSG in this game. They really have to be smart with every attack. If they throw the ball away, they will be punished. Oh, yes! Nedim Remeli. Well, he's firing in all kinds of shots with that one. Best of the day so far. Wicked underarm shot into the bottom left-hand corner. Four already for him tonight. And Nedim Remeli does love quarterfinals. Even when it hasn't gone PSG's way, he's often the man to step up and take the game by the scruff of the neck. That's what he's doing so far tonight. Ball into Pekala. That's going to be a penalty for inside defending on Luka Karabatic. He came across just a little bit too late. Decided it was better to give away the penalty than allow the free shot, and that's understandable. There he is. I think with blatant fouling defense like that, maybe the punishment could be a little harsher, but it wasn't dangerous really. The penalty will do. And it will be Magnus Landin again. 1 from 1 already. Vincent Girard, solid start to the game for him. What can he do against the 7-meter line? Shot. And he can't do anything about it. 2 from 2 for Magnus Landin. And he was in the right position to begin with. Vincent Girard was lured into taking a step to his right, and that was enough for Landin to drop it past him and make it a 1-goal game again. And whistles coming in over and over again for Steins. They're not happy with that penalty he gave away early. Germain, Steins, cuts inside there, good stuff. Ball out to the left wing, just about got to the intended target, which was Mathieu Grabil. PSG finding their wings well. Rankin, standing shot just out of the reach of the keeper by Domagoj Duvniak. First standing shot in anger for the Croat. Bit of a trademark shot for him. Usually taking them from the dead center of the court. This time, happy to do it right between the arms of Remili. He could do little about it. There's that setup for the Grabil goal moments ago. Remili, Steins. It's good. Karabatic's space right down the center. And is it a penalty or a free throw? It is a penalty. You can barely hear the whistles here. Just saw the hands of the referees moving. Just a little bit of contact as Nikola Karabatic ran through. That shove was enough. Or was the hold afterwards? He rode that well. Got the shot away, saved by Landin, but it was the hold on the jersey by Pekeler. And Kamil Shipchak comes back in again. Hasn't played an open play just yet. Usually only plays in the attack on the line. And maybe a little bit of mind games here from Landin, taking his sweet time to get into position. Shipchak against Landin, second time tonight. And it's 2-0 to Kamil Shipchak and restores the 2-goal lead for PSG. And it's a very simple approach from Shipchak. And I do appreciate that as well. Doesn't try to do anything too fancy, just puts the ball in the back of the net. And as we approach the quarter-hour mark here, almost halfway through the first half, it's PSG who've acquitted themselves very well here. And you can see the huge disparity in efficiency when it comes to scoring. A few turnovers have kept Kiel in this game so far. Emi Hazarabets in the right-back position at the moment with Harold Reinkind really in no man's land, trying to make his way back into a position. And that was all a bit messy for Kiel in the attack. Reinkind goes back into the right-back position. He's the man who's going to have to come off as well because there's no goalkeeper at home for Kiel. Hand up for passive plays. Zarabets, well, he sent the keeper to the near post, and it wasn't the most vigorous of shots, but it found a way through past the defenders and into the back of the net. And that's all that matters. Did it get a touch on it? Yeah, a little touch on it. And you could see that's why Vincent Girard was going for the near post, because the arm was going there. But the touch from Luka Karabatic took it past him and into the back of the net. Ball behind the back, just about kept in play. Has to be recycled by Konku. He's in on the second line at the moment. Remili gets it back off Steins. Steins in the right-hand side now. Konku trying to make his way back home. It's all a bit of a mess here. And Karabatic breaks through alone, trying to find his way into this game. He hasn't had the brightest of starts yet, but he'll always battle his way through. And Raul Gonzalez decides it's time for the first time out of the evening. Let's listen into the coaches. Great shots there from the cameramen and women in this game so far tonight, including the agony on Nicholas Ekberg's face as he hobbled off. Still not come back into the game, but Sven Erik doing a fine job so far. He was beaten there, though, by Matthew Grabil, who's managed his second goal of the game. Whatever PSG planned in the timeout there, didn't hear anything. It worked a treat and a quick response down the other end. Harold Reinkin, simple route one stuff, and hey, it does the trick. PSG a little slow coming back and settling. And follow through as well, sent Grabil to the ground. Happier times for him there moments before. He got knocked to the ground, scoring that goal out in the left wing, but as you can see, he's fine, he's a big man, he can take it. Karabatic. Out to Steins, lays it off, ball into the line, nobody's home. Where's the defense gone? Absolutely torn asunder there, and Kamil Shipchak for the first time in open play gets his goal, third of the day for him. Reinkin, sneaks that one past Vincent Girard. Went the right way. That's twice in a row now. And a layoff by Luke Steins, who gets absolutely taken out of it. It was Magnus Landin who got the challenge in. Nothing more than a free throw. Everything looks a bit more dangerous when Luke Steins is flying around. Any contact with him and he goes flying. There's the replay of the latest Harold Reinkin goal. You can see there some miscommunication in the Kiel defense. Left Kamil Shipchak all alone. One-goal game here. Not only on the night, but on aggregate after the draw last week. It's good movement. Nikola Karabatic, well, he popped up a couple of times last week with big, big goals, defying his age somewhat, and he's done it again today already in the first half. That one, really solid stuff. Drawing the challenge, riding that as well. Somehow able to send the keeper the wrong way and just fires it straight into the far post. Kiel persevering with this 7v6 attack. Two line players in there. They were punished once or twice early in the half. Seem to have a good control of it now until that shot comes rocketing off the post. And Dario Quinstedt now back in for the first, I say back in, he's in for the first time today. Ball out to the left wing, huge overlap there for Grabil. And he bounces it over the crossbar. And the introduction of Dario Quinstedt has paid immediate dividends. Not 100% sure if he got a touch on it, but he forced the shot down low and it bounced through the legs of the keeper and over the crossbar. And he'll take it. And that buoys the crowd a little bit. It doesn't take much to buoy them, though, in this game so far. Ball across to Dubniak. Trying to get his line players into position. Huge distance between the two of them, trying to create some space. Right down the center, Harold Reinkin, the man tasked with opening things up there, but he's dragged to the ground. And again, it's Luka Karabatic at the center of all things good in this PSG defense so far tonight, as well as the odd not so good thing. That's what you get in handball. Back underway. Zarabets out to Dubniak, empty switch. Will bring the Croat into the center. Puts a bit of pace into it. It's a good pass. Overlap here. Sven Erik, and he finds the near post again. Frustration for Gerard. And I think a bit of hesitancy there from Steins in that #1 position on the left in defense, and an immediate response there by Nedim Remili, who's playing his own game at the moment. The two right backs getting things done. Oh, well, there's another example of it, and it's going to be just a free throw. That was really on the verge there. I think another centimetre or two would have been a penalty. And Harold Reinkin needs a hand up there. A heavy challenge on him. Looked like he had the defender beat. Nice little cut across. And again, Luka Karabatic in there, immediately saying, no, 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 not a penalty. Quenstedt beaten at the near post there. Really, both right backs having a stormer so far in this game. Remili for PSG and Reinkind for Kiel. Garabets looks to get his backcourt moving again, this time with Reinkind in the center. Lays it off to him again, and Harold Reinkind goes to the far post and was saved down low. That bottom right corner by Vincent Girard. And he's delighted with himself. The only loud voice in the arena there for a moment. Read it really nicely. You could see the defensive wall just opened up momentarily. You could see exactly where the arm was going. Steins. Remili tries to find the line, but there's no line player there. Free throw given. And again, we're going to have to get the floor wipers on. We've seen that a few times already tonight. A lot of sweaty bodies being knocked to the ground in Kiel so far tonight. And the atmosphere in here, just like it was for Match of the Week last week in Veszprém, is really, really intense and hot. Steins again, goes one way, then the other, runs into the challenge of Stefan Weinhold, who gets a big pat on the back from Pavel Horak, who's come into the center here. And sweat all over the ball. I think that came from Weinhold. So we'll do a little swapperoo, put a bit of resin on the ball. Referees tell the Kiel players to get back, and we get back underway. Karabatic to Steins. Movement there off the ball. Creates some space for the in-flight pass. Oh, and Nikola Karabatic puts it away, and there's a body on the ground again. I think this time Luke Steins with a heavy challenge, but nice movement off the ball from Steins and from Shipshak to open things up there. All focus everywhere except for the onrushing Nikola Karabatic. Simple pass across for him. You can see there, focusing the defense. There's 3 or 4 players there. Focus on those two. Great camera angle to see that as well. And with that, PSG have a 3-goal lead. A 2-minute suspension on top of that as well, I think, for the challenge on Luke Steins. Stefan Weinhold, who's the guilty party, he gets his first suspension of the night. And so Kiel will go back to 6-on-6 in attack, but with no goalkeeper at home for the next minute and 53 seconds. Zarabets being stalked by Konku, but again, it's Harold Reinkin, looks to go one-on-one here immediately. Sanders Augustin back in the left-back position. Oh, it's gorgeous stuff, but a good save and an empty net for Girard to shoot into. Decides to play it over the top, and it's a bit messy, and the shot goes over the crossbar. I think that was the wrong decision in the end. Vincent Girard, a very handy goal scorer from full court, but for some reason didn't really fancy it. Decided for the ball over the top, almost quarterback style, but the run from Konku was a little bit awkward, and so was the finish. A big opportunity wasted there for PSG. Reinkind, Saugusson cuts down the left-hand side, ball into the line, nice pass behind the back, and it's put away. And it's Magnus Landin. He gets his first from open play. Scored a couple of penalties before that, and that's really nice. That all came from the shift out to the left-hand side by Saugusson. The ball behind the back from Patrick Wienczek. And now they've got a bit of defending to do. with just 5 men in there for the next 20 seconds or so. Ball across and it's stolen. Well, good defending there. Sven-Erik, man of the hour. And down the other end is Patrick Wiencheck, who goes flying down. Looks like it's going to be another suspension for a really dodgy challenge from Luke Steins. Well, it takes a lot to send him flying, but Patrick Wiencheck fully committed his body to that shot and was taken out in midair. Scores the goal, and Luke Steins all of a sudden in serious foul trouble, and he's not making any friends here in Kiel tonight, that's for sure. First of all, you see the steal from Sven-Erik, making sure that he wasn't standing on the line. Great pass across by Sander Sagerson to pick out Wiencheck. And well, actually, from that angle, I'm not sure you can blame Luke Steins too much. It looked worse than that in the first viewing. In slow motion, of course, it's always hard to tell. It was a big collision, that's for sure. And Steins, even if it may not have been as bad as it seemed at first, he knew that he wasn't getting to that ball. And not getting to the man legally. So 2-minute suspension, I think a fair solution. Which means Elohim Prandi comes back in. Just a few seconds left on the... Oh, what's going on here? Another man down this time. Sander Sagerson. And another 2-minute suspension for both, in fact. Well, referees not taking any nonsense here. Kamil Shipchak offers the hand to Sander Sagerson, but neither can be too happy with that. We'll have to see the replay to see exactly what happened there. The referees decided, well, if you're going to be play-acting men, you may as well take a break. You can see both of them going at each other there. Sagerson goes down heavily in the end, but he was dragging out of Shipchak. A bit of play-acting as well. I think in the end there, Shipchak is the one who's been a bit hard done by. But yeah, not many players left. So what do we got? 5v4 for the next couple of seconds. Ball into the line. Karabatic. That's a good finish. He regained his composure there. And it's going to be 5v4 at the other end as well. Kiel, one of their 2-minute suspensions now over. So they can go 6-on-4. And when you're 2 men up in these situations, I've said it before, it can always be a bit tricky, particularly for the wing players. It's almost a bit too easy for them. Let's see how it works out here. Mia Zarabesh decides, I'm going to go right down the center. He goes down heavily as well. Is there going to be another suspension here? The referees decide, yes, there is. And there's not many players left on this PSG team. And the fans really getting stuck in here as well. Looks like there might have been some contact with the eye, definitely with the face, but he's back up and receives the apology from Luka Karabatic, who also accepts his punishment. So now for the next minute and 14 seconds, PSG are down to just 4 men and 3 in defense. It's difficult to see from that angle where the contact was made. And you can see on the graphic there, 2 2-minute suspensions for PSG. They haven't got enough room for a third, but I promise you, they are 3 men down at the moment. So, it's 4v5 with no goalkeeper at home for PSG. What can they pull off here? Big shot perhaps from Prandi or Remily. I think that's going to be the key for them to find something here and make sure they don't give the ball away easily. Ball back, and it's too many steps taken. There's no goalkeeper at home. There's an empty net to shoot into. Ball over the top, and that's going to be an easy goal. And with that, Kiel are level, 15-15, and there's another man on the ground, this time Hendrik Pekeler, who looks in real discomfort. And holding on to his lower leg. Goodness me, I hope he's okay. Not sure what we can glean from this. Oh dear, yeah. whatever happened, you could see the moment it did happen. And I don't wish to speculate on what happened there. Wouldn't be fair to. But while that happened, as we're looking at the replay there, it was in fact no goal for THW Kiel on that counter-attack. My eyes fixed at the time on Hendrik Pekkeler, who's now back up on his feet, thankfully. And he's hobbling off. He may need a bit of a hand there. And the replay suggests that whatever happened, it happened off the ball for him. And well, you can make your own mind up as to what might have happened. Don't wish to speculate in these situations. But what we do know is that the play stopped, and so the goal for Sven-Erik there doesn't count, but they do have possession. And they're now playing 6 against 3. Ball out to the wing. Sven-Erik, can he score? No, well, what did I say? In those situations, and an empty net to shoot into, an absolute catastrophe. Couldn't even find the words for it there. An absolute catastrophe for Kiel. And what did I say? In those situations for the wings, it's almost too easy. And in that situation, they went for almost the bailout option. There wasn't too much space. And Vincent Girard all over it. And the goal for Karabatic down the other end. So we're back in play here as you see the replay. Ball out to the left wing this time. And this time, no mistake. Fired in by Magnus Landin. Kiel back within 1. But this 2 or 3 man advantage not really working out as they would have planned to. So there's 1 second left on the Shipshack suspension, and also for the Sagosen suspension, so they'll be back in a second. And then still 41 seconds left on the Luka Karabatic suspension. Well, it's all happened here. It's been a long 24 minutes and 38 seconds. I'll tell you that much. A lot of pauses in play. A lot of nitty-gritty stuff. But you know what? At the end of the day, as you see, another decision was made there off the camera. And I'm going to have to look down and see exactly what was given there. I think it might have been for an illegal substitution. That would be my solid guess, and that's exactly what it is. In fact, Kamil Shipchak, his number's up there. Was he the one who came on too early, perhaps? I reckon that's exactly what happened. Maybe the replay will enlighten us, but it's all happening here. I can barely keep track of it. So, they're back down to 5 men. Steins to Pronti. Kristapan's in at right back. Steins looking for the pass. He decides to go alone, lays it back to Pronti. Shot's going to have to come in here in a moment, and well, it's a timeout taken by Raul Gonzalez, and I think that's a fairly wise decision as well. Time to settle things down for everyone involved here and enjoy timeout.
Was für eine Spannung hier in der Halle! Was für eine gigantische Stimmung! Was für eine Lautstärke! Unsere Jungs noch in einem Treffer zurück! Aber gemeinsam mit euch werden wir genau das hier ändern! Denn wir sind... Alles, was klatschen kann, alles, was...
Well, we've been going for 40 minutes and we've played 25 minutes of handball. think that says a lot about what's happened so far today. We're back underway with Elohim Prondy firing one in off the crossbar. His first goal of the game. And that's exactly what PSG needed. To be bailed out of that situation. Straight out of the timeout. And Prondy from about, what is that, 11 meters? Smacks that in off the underside of the crossbar. Brilliant goal. Saugason drifts out to the right. Back in. For him in the center. Duvniak goes in on the line. Ball across the Reinkind, and Steins looking for danger here. Ball right through the center, and Sander Saugason rides the challenge and fires that one in just inside the left-hand post. Kiel gone back within one. 3 men out on top of him. And still found a way through. Excellent stuff from the Norwegian international. And that's the first goal of the day for Saugason. Steins with the line switch. Toft Hansen. Prondy. Steins. Prondy. And well, he goes down low this time. Don't think I even need to introduce Luke Steins anymore because you can just hear the chorus of boos every time he touches the ball. And once again, the floor being swept up. Toft Hansen makes his way off. Karabatic comes back in. His suspension has been served. Just 12 seconds left now on the second Shipshack suspension for the illegal entry onto the court. That shot blocked down, corner throw. Celebrated like a goal by Paddy Vinček. Kristapans looks to go alone, and that shot is well saved down low, but the referees call for another free throw. Kristapans, sometimes you just wonder why he doesn't take on the shot before running into the defense. When everything clicks for him, he's a brilliant shooter, brilliant mind as well. Receives the ball from Steins, looks to take on the defenders. 3 men on top of him, another free throw given. PSG back up to full strength for the first time in what seems like an eternity. Steins receives it back, and the referees give the turnover to THW Kiel. Saugason takes it over the halfway line. Feinhole waiting on the right-hand side. He has a look around and will make his way off. Duvniak. Kiel can now set things up here as the arena stands on its feet collectively. And as soon as they do that, a timeout taken by Filip Jika, and they'll have to sit down again. First of the day for Kiel. Well, as I was alluding to before, it's been a long first half. We're going up to 45 minutes now, but whenever we have had handball, it's been a really high-scoring game. And if we bear in mind that it was 30-30 in the first leg, things looking good also for PSG on the away goals rule. The last time ever we'll have the away goals rule in an EHF knockout competition. Ball turned over there, and there's an empty net to shoot into. A ball across, and Luke Steins didn't fancy it. He decided to play it safe, and Ferran Sole, sweaty palms afterwards, but he put the ball in the back of the net. See there, wasn't taking any risks. Steins, Soleil, who's come in on the right wing, gets his first of the day. So PSG, when it comes to away goals, if it's a draw, at the moment looking good, but a lot can change, of course, in the second half. Also in terms of the pace of the goal scoring. But all signs pointing towards this one going right down to the wire at the end of 60 minutes. You can see a bit of fortune there for Sagerson as he had the referees blow the whistle there. If not, it would have been an empty net to shoot into again. Despite that, Kiel persevering with the two-line player approach. Sagerson decides to hold on to it, lays it off to his fellow Norwegian Rankin. This time out to Zarabets. Zarabets, ball behind the back, great pass inside, and another good finish by Patrick Wiencheck. And with a minute left in this first half, Kiel back within one. Good movement off the ball. It was all beautifully worked in the end. Wiencheck, goal number 4. Excellent output from him at both ends of the court so far. There he is in the center of defense alongside Horak. Christopans. Rondy has space to fly into, and he sends the keeper the wrong way. Actually, more, he sent him flat down to the ground and shot it into the far post. PSG continue to find the back of the net here, almost with ease, and a big worry for Philipp Jicha and Kiel as they will go into the dressing rooms in about 20 seconds time and try to figure out a way to stop this PSG attack. But first, we're looking to get another goal on the board just before half-time. In goes Landin, is a third line player in fact. Sagerson, ball across the Rankin, save down low again for Gerard. 2 seconds left in the clock, perhaps one more shot. No, there won't be, not before that horn blows to signal half-time here in Match of the Week. And what a first half as well. It took us a while, almost 50 minutes to get this first half played. It had a little bit of everything in the end. It was mayhem at times, plenty of goals, some brilliant plays, some dirty play at times as well, and we're only halfway through it. And at the break here, it's THW Kiel who find themselves in a tricky situation, not unlike they found themselves last year in the first leg when they were down for most of the game. It's almost a carbon copy of what we saw last week, but with the away side again taking control at a moment's notice and turn a game around on its head. We'll see if he can do it over the next 30 minutes of handball. We're underway with the second half of Match of the Week, and it's the home side Kiel trailing by 2 goals that get us underway, attacking from right to left in the all-white kit. And they start this second half with 7v6, goalkeeper not at home, 2 line players in there. And good to see that Niklas Ekberg is back into the fray. Sagerson looks to take on the defense 1 against 1, ends up in the arms of Danis Christopans. It's Domingo Dovniak, who's gone in as the second line player there at the moment. He's in between 1 and 2 on the right-hand side, and it's a turnover given away. Goalkeeper will have to get back, and does get back in, as PSG go into their first attack after a very solid defensive output at the start of this second half. Steins over to Remy Lee. Oh, ball cut out nicely there. Very good work in defense by Patrick Wiencheck, and away come Kiel now with Sander Sagerson. Sagerson across to Dovniak, who decides to slow things down and allow Miha Zarabets to come back in. It hasn't really worked out for them in this game so far, 7v6, but Philipp Jicha persevering with it. Looks like he's gonna die on this hill. Empty switch will bring Sagerson into the center. Movement off the ball there by Wiencheck. That's opened up space on the left-hand side. Nice little pass across to Miha Zarabets, and there's the opening goal of the second half. Soleil runs into traffic, but it was an offensive foul given against Nedim Remili in the first place. Ball Over to Vinček again. Oh, good save. Kicked over the halfway line and into the hands of Nadim Ramili. But there you go. I said he was capable of it. Nicolas Landin, one save in the entire first half. And he's matched that already in the opening 2 minutes of this second half with a big save. But honestly, two huge saves from both goalkeepers. It's a big smack in the backside from Christian Sprenger, the assistant coach. And that's really got the crowd on its feet here. Saugerson. They go alone, save down low by Vincent Girard. It is an empty net to shoot into, but that opportunity goes away quick as a flash as Landin gets back home. And Girard, a couple of huge saves from him at the start of this second half, picking up where he left off in the first half. 10 saves now on the night for the man who was one of the real heroes for France and as they won the Olympics last year. Solé across the Karabatic. Solé moving into the line as well. And the referees say no goal. Free throw given. The PSG yet to score. It was a great opportunity for Nadim Ramili and a brilliant save by Landin. And from delight to despair for Vincent Girard after his big save, seeing his opposite number do the same down the other end. Sainz lays it off, ball behind the back and spills out of the hands of the line player. And you have to say though, although he's creating a lot of the speed in the attack, Luc Sainz has really been managed a lot better by this Kiel defense than he was last week. It was a real nightmare for them. They tried to man mark him with Rune Damke for a while, didn't really work out. So far today, they've managed his movement pretty well, and he's got two-minute suspensions on top of that. Ball across, space for Ferran Solé, off the post, and away come Kiel. Ekberg back into Rankin. Dovniak behind the back. Saugerson out to Rune Damke. Oh, it's Magnus Landin who's come back in. We'll give it to Landin. Rune Damke was defending down one end and all of a sudden disappeared. Landin with his fifth of the night. Catches Girard out at the near post. For the first time in a while, we're all square, 19-19. No goal yet for PSG in the second half. It's almost 5 minutes old. Karabatic looking to fight his way through there. The shot goes over the top. Free throw given, but nothing more from the Macedonian referees. Nikola looks back at them saying, come on, please, give me something here. Karabatic gets it off Steins again. Ball across the Shipjack. Well, there was the unusual approach. Well, Kamil Shipjack, he's so tall, you could float a ball across like that. Right over a couple of defenders, and it was a little movement off the line from the Kiel defenders that opened up that space. Good vision by Karabatic. Goal number 4 for Shipjack. Mind you, he's got a couple of penalties to that as well. And that brings up the 20-goal mark for PSG. A reminder, 30-30 was the score in the first leg. Now it's 20-20 in the second leg. And it's Harold Rankin again. Steins, Karabatic. Ramili goes the long way around, tries to find the wing, comes off the foot of the defender, but the referees say nothing doing there, and away come Kiel. Dovniak. The arena, well, the noise coming out of them, it's amazing. This white wall of fans creating a real spectacle here, matching the intensity and the mayhem that we're seeing on court so far in these 35 minutes Feels like we've been here for 3 hours, and I mean that in the best way possible. It's still a long, long way to go in this game. I said it was going to go quickly in the first half. I was wrong. I was very, very wrong, but still, we have to soak up every moment of this we can. Shot saved at the near post by Vincent Girard. Ball over to Luc Steins. Across to Karabatic, cuts inside. Space on the right-hand side, but the ball slips out of his hands and picked up by Rune Damke. He's away in the break, lays it off to Sanders Haugesson. And Haugesson runs into the keeper as he fires that shot past him. And THW Kiel take the lead for the first time in this game. The home side are ahead, and it's through that man, their talisman, Sanders Haugesson. There's moments like this that made him join the club from the team he's facing tonight. And at the end of next season, he'll be moving on again to Kolstad in his hometown of Trondheim in Norway. But not before he tries to pick up another Champions League title or two. Now it's PSG going 7v6. Karabatic and Shipchak in on the line. Steins, Germain shoots down low, and he's being well looked after here. Much, much better in defense from Magnus Landin in comparison to the first half. Trying to make things happen here, but he's not got a lot of space to play with. Nikola Karabatic. Oh, well, where did that come from? Nikola, brilliant stuff, and he makes a big diving save as well. But did he do it illegally? I think he might have, you know. If he put his foot in the way, there's going to be a suspension, and that's what the referees decided happened. That's unfortunate after a rocket of a shot fired in by Nikola Karabatic that seconds later, as he flings his body. Let me look at the replay here, see if we get a better look at it. It's hard to say whether he meant to do that. There's the shot. What a shot as well, under the challenge of Patrick Wiencheck. So it's a 2-minute suspension, and the penalty to be taken by Magnus Landin. Perfect from the penalty line so far tonight. And he adds another one into the top right-hand corner. Kiel take the lead again, 22-21. Really nice finish by the young Dane, and that makes him the top scorer on the night. 6 goals so far. Ponty now in at left back. Germain plays the ball across to him and eventually goes into his hands. Patrick Wiencheck comes away with the ball, but illegally, according to the referees. You could see the pass was on there, but Germain just holding on to it for a second too long before releasing. Steins, line switch with Karabatic. Steins looking to come back across again and create some space. He receives the ball. No space there on the left wing for Ferran Sole. Needs to get the ball moving again. He goes in as a second line player. Prandi tries to create some space. He does exactly that. Germain goes one way, then the other, and then he's hauled down to the ground by a combination of Rune Damke and Magnus Landin. Just holds on until he gets down on the ground eventually. Germain really being kept quiet here, and that brings a smile to a few faces among the 10,000 or so fans in the arena tonight. Germain again goes down low, but that one is blocked by Domagoj Dovniak, out for a corner throw. Rondi from downtown, and it's wide to the left. He falls down heavily on his back as well, hobbles over the halfway line home. And those pot shots, well, they may work sometimes, but if that's what they're being reduced to, and at the moment that is what they are being reduced to, PSG, and it's not a very sustainable approach. Let's see 2 lines of defenders there looking to get out and block, and it was enough to send that shot wide to the left. Reinkind across to Saugusson. Space on the line there. Plenty of space on the line, in fact. They recycle it, not trying to risk anything here in the man-up situation. Looks like that one might have got a touch on it, but it doesn't matter to Harold Reinkind. He scored another one, and Kiel up by 2. That took a touch off the defender. Gerard left stranded on the wrong side. Goal number 4 on the night for the Norwegian. Steins tries to find the line, comes off the foot of the defender. And the referees, looks like they're going to have a word with each other and decide whether it was a 2-minute suspension. And well, we saw it at the other end against Karabatic, so fair is fair. Slightly different situation, mind you, but the punishment is 2 minutes for Domagoj Duvniak. He has a little laugh and a smile with Georgi Nuchevsky. But it doesn't prevent him from getting the suspension. So now it's PSG with a man up in the attack. Ball out to the left wing to Ferran Sole. He saved at the far post. Nicholas Landin, well, he did diddly squat in the first half, but he's really delivering the goods now between the posts. Nice skip pass across, and Sole would have thought he did everything right, except find the back of the net. And Filipika absolutely loving life now. His keeper stepping up. He's only managed a couple of saves, but a big couple of saves so far. Kiel all of a sudden have a chance to really take control of this game. And once again, it's Harold Reinkind who's taken it upon himself to give Kiel a 3-goal lead. It's their largest of the game. They didn't even have the lead in this game until a few minutes ago, so they'll just continue to build on it. Real danger moments now for PSG. They have to figure a way back into this contest. Ball across. Amelie just a little bit too slow there. He's hesitating. And it's good defending this time. And Stefan Weinhold. He comes off. Landin will come back in that number 2 position. But if there's one man you want to find in there who's not supposed to be there in the first place, it's Stefan Weinhold. He'll fill in anywhere for you. Excellent stuff there by Harold Reinkind. 3 goals in very quick succession for him. And on top of that, the Saugusson goal on the break, and that has seen Kiel take control of this game. They still have 38 seconds left on their suspension. Now with PSG taking the keeper out, it's 7v5 in attack here. Let's see if they're over-egging the pudding a little bit. Now this time there's space, and finally Nadim Remili managed to get himself on the scoreboard in this second half. It's not been the same as the first half for him. He was so good. And finally gets himself on the score sheet again for goal number 6 on the night, and maybe that will unlock something in him. So a change up now with Stefan Weinhold. I said he can play anywhere. Well, he's given and go in the center. 2 lefties in the backcourt. Saugusson goes alone, saved at the near post, and a delayed free throw whistled by the referees. And for all this, still just 2 goals between the sides. And if we get over the 30-goal mark for both teams, it will be enough for PSG to draw the game. If it is 30-30 at the end of 60 minutes, we go to a penalty shootout, folks. Not sure we could handle the stress. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Saugusson. Hand up for passive play from the referees. Have to get moving here, and again, it's Reinkind. Tries to create some space, ball into the line. Can he shake loose? He can indeed, and he gets the goal. Patrick Bienczek yet again. And it's a 2-minute suspension for Danis Christopans. Just holding on a little bit too long. Nice ball across by Sanders Augustin. Christopher as well. He was trying to be as passive as possible while still defending his area, but referees, that was illegally done. And it's the old 1-2, a goal on a 2-minute suspension. Christopan's on the bench now for the next 2 minutes at least. Kamil Shipchak comes in on the line. Steins, oh, he breaks free. A rare breakthrough for him, lays it off to the left-hand side, and Matthew Grabil gets the goal. And that's what he's capable of, Luke Steins. He's been prodding and probing all night long. For the most part, he's been shepherded well by the defense. But this time, found a crack and found the pass out to Grabil. Empty line switch. Reinkin again. Big Harry Reinkin delivering on the big stage here for Kiel. Goal number 6 tonight for him. Kiel regain their 3-goal lead. 4 goals in the second half for him. Steins takes it from the right-hand side. Space down the center. It's really well worked. Nedim Remili, well, his shorts almost came off him. And down the other end, an immediate response. And it's Domagoj Dovniak from the halfway line, and PSG just not getting back quickly enough. And we saw Kiel punished for that a few times in the first half. And really, moments like this, you really cannot afford to be too slow in those transition defense situations. Remili broke through pretty early. Somebody had to get off quickly enough. Nobody did. Movement off the ball, trying to create some space for Steins. He tried to lay the ball off, but he was hauled down. Referees call a halt to proceedings as we get the floor swept yet again. But this game has been simply incredibly intense throughout the 45 minutes of handball. And it really hasn't slowed down in terms of the tempo or the intensity. There's still a while to go here. Ball out to Ferran Sole, saved at the near post, the door shut by Nicolas Landin. I think there might have to be a little switch up here. Sole, as soon as I say that, yeah, he comes off, so Konku will come back in the right wing. Just hasn't worked out for the Spanish international. It's only 4 saves for Landin, 3 of them coming in the second half, and they've been crucial. They seem to count double at this point in the game as we head into the final quarter of this second leg. Reinkind again, got a bit of space. That shot flying over the crossbar. His hand was taken just before the shot came in. And if you've just joined us, it was a 30-30 draw in the first leg. So on aggregate, Kiel leading by 3. And the last space in the EHF Final Four on the line here. And that's a decent save by Gerard. Ball given back over to Steins. Left-hand side trying to create some overlap. Nothing to be had. It has to be recycled. And the fans appreciate that transition defense from Kiel. Shipchak comes back in. 7v6 employed by PSG. Pronti floats in the air, but gets challenged in the end. Didn't fancy the shot. You know he's got the power. He goes again. Lays it into the line. Kamil Shipchak over the head of the keeper. And he's so reliable on the line there. Shipchak with goal number 5 from as many attempts tonight. A couple of them coming from the penalty line. And the only unfortunate thing for him and this team is that he has to come off in defense. So could be the main reason why they're playing 7v6 here, to create the opportunities for him and allow him time to come onto the court. And the tension is palpable here. And the fans, their emotions swaying to and fro. No matter what they're feeling, though, they're giving everything they can to their team. Shot from Stefan Weinhold. Over the top again as he's held up by Kristapans. Filip Ika, well, this is taking its toll on him. But he's come up with some good maneuvers in this second half. Hand up for passive play. Sagerson, and it's stolen. Kept in play, just about, by PSG, and there's no goalkeeper at home. Eventually gets back. Steins tries to find a way through. He does exactly that and scores at the near post. Luke Steins gets himself on the score sheet, and PSG back within one. And that momentarily gets the crowd quiet. First goal of the day for him. He's been kept under wraps for the most part, but a few times in this second half he's found a way through. Line switch with Dovniak in there as the makeshift line player with Pekeler out injured. Reinkind, Zarabets lays it off to Damka, almost run into each other. Well, it's recycled by Damka, who now goes in as a third line player, just trying to create something here. Great pass inside! Oh, Patrick Linček again. Well, what a game he's having. If they do come out on top here, his performance will become legendary for this club. Little spin and shot by Nadim Remili. He looks on with a bit of frustration. He scored a couple in this second half, but it hasn't really worked out for him in the same way as it did in the first half. Kristapans will come off, and as predicted, Benoit Concu comes back in on the right wing. Prondy back out to Steins, back to Prondy in the center. Oh, he finds a way through somehow, gets the penalty. Well, I don't know where he found that gap, but he made it happen out of absolutely nothing. Looked like he was a bit stuck and then saw a half an inch between the defenders, flung his body into it. Really brave stuff, and you know what, fair play to him. He went where it hurt, and that's where you need, what you need your players to do in these situations, in these games. Goal didn't count because he landed inside before taking the shot, but he earned the penalty. And it's Kamil Shipchak yet again. Looking for goal number 3 from the line, from the 7-meter line. He does exactly that. And it's a 1-goal game again. We're edging ever closer to that 30-goal mark for both sides. And once we get there, the away goals rule for PSG's advantage comes into play. If both sides scored fewer than 30, and there was a draw, say for example 29-29, then Kiel would go through on the away goals rule. That is very unlikely to happen now. Not impossible over these last 11 minutes, but very, very unlikely. The next marker is 30 goals apiece. If we get there, we go to penalties. If it's 31-31, 32-32, so on and so forth, PSG will go through. If either side wins the game, they go through. Simple as that. Stefan Weinhold again. Zarabets found a bit of space there, and the spin past the keeper is absolutely sublime. You can see it from up here. Is a great angle from where I'm sitting of just how much spin he put on that. There's a great replay of it as well. Vincent Girard, I think he's going for the near post. And he put all of that right wrist into that shot. And it worked a treat. Prondy. Remili. Steins looking for a way through. Remili. Oh, good move, Elohim Prondy. Little jink inside to the left. And this time, Gerard gets back in between his posts, so there's no quick shot on. And Elohim Prondy's really stepped up in this second half, particularly in the last few minutes as well. There's 1 goal between the sides again, as we have now entered the final 10 minutes in our last quarter-final match of this season's EHF Champions League. Veszprém have a ticket to the Final Four. Kielce have a ticket. Barca have a ticket. There's 1 ticket left. Ball out to Rune Damke on the left wing. Sends the keeper to the near post again and fires it just inside the right post. First of the day for him, and he's absolutely delighted. Great move by Damke. Made Vincent Girard commit early and then fired it to the far post. Goal number 1 in the night for him. And Kiel regain their 2-goal lead. Their precious, precious 2-goal lead. Back underway, and it's the aggressive defense with Domingo Dovniak on top of the 5-1. In-flight pass inside, and there's a collision as well, no goal. As Nadim Remeli had a foot inside before taking the shot. Well spotted, if true, from the referees. I'd like a replay of that. Let's look at it again. Not sure we can tell it from there. Looked like the shot came in before he landed, but well, that doesn't really tell us much either. Really, really close call, and in those situations you'd rather let the play go on and let the players decide whether it's a goal or not, but here we are, 2 goals between the sides still. Zarobets cuts inside again, poor pass, and has to be recycled. Hand is up for passive play, and with that it's a timeout taken by Philip Ika. And hopefully now in the second half we'll have a chance to listen in. Well, it's a late Thursday night. What else would you be doing? This is the place to be, whether you're in the arena among the 10,000 fans or wherever you're watching at home around the world. What an occasion. This is exactly what you want to see in the final game of the quarterfinals. A true battle for a ticket to Cologne. That pass slips through the hands of Reinkind, and that shot is not good. There's an empty net to shoot into. This time Vincent Girard does take it, and it goes smack bang in the middle of the goal. And that is not the timeout that Philip Ika would have envisioned. A bit of a rush shot, and in the end, Vincent Girard had time to look up, steady himself, and pick his spot at the opposite end of the court. Nothing that Landin could do about it. Rune Damke goes in as line player number 3 at the moment. All a bit crowded in there in the attack. For Kiel will have to get out of the way, but he's not being allowed to get back out. And it's saved again. Another touch on it, and Vincent Girard was going the wrong way, but he managed to get a big left hand on it. And a chance now for PSG to draw level. And really put the cat among the pigeons here. Steins taking his time, allowing Shipchak to come in. Both sides sticking with the 7v6 here. High risk, high reward. When it comes off, ball out to the wing isn't a great one. Has to be recycled by Konku, but he holds onto it well. And they go again. Bondi into the line. Shipchak finds a way through. Oh, what a save at the near post. How did he keep it out? He threw everything into that shot. And Nicolas Landin, standing at that near post, took the bullet and batted it away. Look at that again. On its way into that top left-hand corner, but Nicolas Landin says, not tonight, Paul. And with that, Kiel still in the lead. Reinhold to Reinkind, out to Saugusson. He's got space for the shot, and he finds it back in the net. Sander Sorgerson, his input has been up and down tonight as we see an immediate response from that man again, Nadim Remili, to bring it back within a single goal.
Jetzt hilft nur noch ein Sieg, ein Unentschieden, ein Sturz nicht mehr. Das heißt Vollgas.
Sorgerson, it hasn't all been smooth sailing for him, but in this second half he's managed to pop up with a couple of goals. And there's the man on the ball there, Reinkind, who's been a real man in the backcourt delivering. And Patrick Wiencheck on the line, who's done some wonders at both ends of the court. Ball across there. Fine hold, right to the left. They really can't afford to do that. Stefan Weinhold hasn't taken many shots tonight. That was a decent look for him. But clear and wide to the left. And the Kiel bench trying to give everything they can to their teammates and produce another big defensive stop as we enter the final 5 minutes of this contest. No more chance of penalties here tonight. The away goals rule, if it's a draw, will come into play. Kiel now know that they need to win to go through. A draw will be enough for PSG. Gonzalez having a word. He wants to get Toft Hansen off and bring Vincent Girard back in. So no longer playing the big risk in 7v6 attack. PSG trusting the men they have out there in the attack, led by Remili in the right back position, and Steins in the center tries to fling himself through. Nothing doing again. Well, he'll never stop running, that's for sure. It'll take something bigger than what he's faced tonight to stop him. The entire arena onto its feet again. 4.5 minutes left to play here. And I promised it would go down to the wire at half-time. That's one promise that has come through. I said it would go quickly. It has not gone quickly. But if you're like me, I think you've enjoyed every single moment of this, unless you're a die-hard PSG or Kiel fan. Otherwise, it's agony. Ball across to Remili again. Nadim Remili looking for the outlet, and he's held up. Free throw given, hand is up for passive play still. Big shot gonna have to come in here. Steins lays it off to Remili, looking for the line, and he's held up again. This time, turnover given, and away come Kiel. Landin looking for the outlet. In the end, he gives it to Rune Damke, and they can slow things down. Four minutes left on the clock as things currently stand. Kiel going through to Cologne. The 2020 champions are going back. But there's still a lot of ways this game can turn. Zarabets to Sorgerson. Takes one way, then goes down the right. He's looking for the ball back again from Reinkind. Zarabets again. Hand up for passive play again. Harold Reinkind, and it's blocked and tipped over the crossbar by Vincent Girard. Ball over to Luke Steins, looking to inject some pace as he always does. Tries to beat his man, he does beat his man! Ball through the legs of the keeper, 31-31, and now as things stand, PSG are going through. Three minutes left on the clock. And these 3 minutes are going to creep by. We are likely to have one or two more timeouts as well. Reinkind, he hasn't delivered in the last few minutes, but he's delivered a penalty there, and that's a big, big moment. He wasn't put off by the shots that just weren't working out for him, decides to go one-on-one and creates the penalty opportunity. Jan Gentil coming in to face the penalty for the first time tonight. Gerard has had a good game, but he hasn't saved any penalties against this man, Magnus Landin. And nor can Jan Gentil. Kiel take the lead again. Goal number 7 for Kiel's number 7, Magnus Landin. Right over that left shoulder of Jan Gentil. And you can see just how much every single moment in this game means to everyone here. 10,000 people in the arena, everyone who can be on their feet is on their feet. Steins, Remily, Pronti. Remily cuts in again. Back into Steins. Will he take the shot? Ball over the top to Konku. Doesn't fancy the shot. Hand off for passive play. Shot has to come in and it's saved by Nicholas Landin again. Great defending from Kiel. Force pass after pass after pass, not letting anyone take an easy shot. In the end, a bit of a shot to nothing. And Nadim Remily, the man you probably want to be taking the shots at this point in the game, but that one straight down the centre. And Nicholas Landin with save number 6. His percentage is nothing to write home about. It doesn't matter in these situations. And now with 80 seconds left on the clock, if Kiel can open up a 2-goal lead here, it will be massive. Ball across to Sagosen. Bounces it, has to cut back inside again. 2 lefters are on the left-hand side of the court. Oh! Stefan Weinhold out of nothing. Makes it 33-31. Is that the goal that'll send Kiel through? All over to the left-hand side. A heavy challenge there. And well, Elohim Prandi looking in real agony. He's not a happy camper whatsoever. And the referees decide to dish out the 2-minute suspension to Patrick Wiencheck, who goes over to apologize. I think there was nothing intentional about it. He said his hand slipped up the body. And yeah, that's exactly what happened. He's right. Hand was onto the chest, and as you can imagine, all the sweat on those shirts just slid right up to the head. But look at that goal. First goal of the day for Stefan Weinhold. Missed his only 2 shots in the game so far, but of course he was never going to be stopped if he saw an opportunity to find the back of the net. And now with 51 seconds left on the clock, PSG need a goal, and they need a goal quickly. Nikola Karabatic comes in. There's 2 line players in there. 7v6 reactivated for the away side. Here we go again. Ball across, and it's almost stolen by Ekberg. Tipped over the sideline. We go again. Ball into the line this time. Karabatic to Karabatic, and they find the back of the net. 37 seconds left on the clock. The referees stop play. And we're back underway. And Landin is coming off. So if they lose the ball here, there's an empty net. Real risk here. And a timeout is taken with 25 seconds left on the clock by Filip Ika. 1-goal game. Let's listen in. Sander Sagosen saying we need to go 100% up this, and he's right. There's way too much left on the clock for Kiel to dilly-dally here in possession. The hand will go up pretty sharpish for passive play at this point. And the last thing they want to do is give the ball away, turn it over easily with no goalkeeper at home. They know now, Kiel, if they get a goal here, it's game, set and match. They're going through to Cologne. Whoever scores next wins, basically. Hand is up for passive play. Ball out to Damka. Damke again from Sagerson. Can't be many passes left now. And there isn't any passes left. And there's an empty net to shoot into. Ball out to the left-hand side. Germain goes down the left. Is he fouled? He is. But there's only 4 seconds left on the clock. Oh, goodness me. Well, Nikola Karabatic probably should, definitely could have shot that himself. And there's 4 seconds left on the clock as another timeout, the final timeout is taken. And as you can see, he just didn't fancy the shot. He came in late between the posts. The risk almost didn't work out for Kiel. But here we go. 4 seconds left on the clock. That is plenty of time. It's time for 1 or 2 passes here to try and create space for a clean shot on goal. No goalkeeper at home, of course. There's no need for that anymore. It's win or bust here for PSG. If they score in these final 4 seconds, they're going through to Cologne. And if they don't, it's Kiel's. Who's going to take the shot? Karabatic receives it, ball across the sides, low shot and saved by Nicholas Landin! And THW Kiel are going through to the EHF Final Four 2022. What a game, folks! And that is exactly what this competition, match of the week and the quarterfinals are all about. Final second drama. And oh, the Station rings around the Vonderino Arena in Kiel. 10,000 fans on their feet celebrating a momentous victory. This game, ever since we knew they'd be